Alright everyone, so we have all heard about Alfie Evans and how the courts forbid the parents from going to Italy for further experimental treatment, and how the parents were not allowed to make an end-of-life decision for their child. The state made it. Now some people, by the way, argue that the courts in the UK are not a part of the government, as they are a separate entity, but the judge salaries are paid through taxpayer money, and their decisions are carried out by government-controlled law enforcement, so give it up and give me a break. They are part of the government. So anyway, what we have here is a government taking away the autonomy of parents to make decisions for their child. This should be extremely disturbing to everyone. If this were to become any sort of a trend, this would be highly dangerous. Now, I am not a doctor or a neurologist, but from what I've read, Alfie Evans, for all intents and purposes, had a neurodegenerative condition and his physical brain was beyond repair. But his parents disagreed with this diagnosis. So I can understand how some people may believe that taking this child off life support was the right thing to do, and I might even be inclined to agree, especially if the child was in severe pain. But that did not seem to be the case here. There was evidence presented by the parents from a medical professional that Alfie Evans was not in pain. So why not let the parents make their own decision, even if it's not a good one, or even if it's futile? And that's what this all boils down to. It is the parents' decision. The state should not have intervened here and taken away authority over their own son's life. But here's where this whole argument on parents and children can become not so simple. What if there is a child that is terminally ill but could be kept alive for perhaps one more year, but during that year the child will feel as if they are on fire the entire time? Every nerve in their body would be sending messages of searing pain to their brain. Or what if, as we have in the US sometimes, a child that is suffering from treatable diseases, but the parents refuse to have that child treated due to religious or some other reason, and the child passes away? Or what if some parents have the dangerous belief that a child should not consume any more than 100 or 200 calories a day, or some other extremely low number, and that child withers away and dies because of this? These are extremely rare things, but even in terms of the non-aggression principle, one of the foundations of libertarian thought, a case could be made against those parents. But here's the thing, that does not seem to be the case here with Alfie Evans. As I said before, it appears that Alfie was in no pain. On your screen right now is a chart posted by his parents. On it, it says his pain had consistently been ranked at 0, meaning no pain. All of those improbable scenarios of parental neglect I just threw at you all had to do with there being no way out and an unbelievable amount of pain being inflicted unnecessarily on a child, and the irresponsibility of those parents would be as clear as day. But again, from what I have read, this was not the case here. These parents wanted to take a shot in the dark for their son, something that I would bet even people in favor of the court's decision would have wanted to try if they were in Alfie's parents' position. After all, those who decided to take Alfie Evans off life support apparently told the parents he would pass away within 5 minutes, but he ended up living for over 36 hours. There was some margin of error there, and the parents before this were hoping to seize the positive side of the margin of error with treatment for Alfie in Italy. Maybe it would have been futile. I don't say that that's out of the question, but it's the parents' decision to make. The state making decisions in this case is a very dangerous road to go down because it could possibly, at some point, happen to you. And at that time, you will hope you did not fight against the very right you end up one day fighting for. And to finish this video up, I have to take a jab at nationalized medicine and its implications on how decisions are made, because I think that has a lot to do with what we're talking about here. Under a nationalized system, I would be demanding the right to have a say in the medical decisions of complete strangers, or the health decisions. If you are a chain smoker, if you drink too much, if you eat too much, if you never work out, if you have a terminal child that is on life support that will never wake up, all of those things are are now fair game for everyone around you to add their 2 cents. And I don't say this because I think it's a good thing. I only say it because it will be a very harsh part of reality that will come to be once it dawns on people that they have to pay for lifestyles and decisions that they disagree with. So this goes slightly against the typical conservative narrative on this issue with Alfie Evans, but I can actually understand how some people in the UK who felt the best decision for Alfie Evans was to take him off life support. I can understand how they would be upset. After all, they are paying for a decision they disagree with. They are looking at this saying this child has no chance of recovery and I'm paying for it, therefore I'm in support of the court's decision. And I will emphatically voice my opinion of support for the court's decision. Under a free market system, they would not be inclined to be as fervent as they have been. It should have been the parents' decision through and through, using the money that those parents raised through voluntary means. That's it for now, and thank you.